I, Ogiame Atuwatse III, the 21st Olu of Warri, the first son of Olu Atuwatse II, the grandson and direct descendant of Olu Erejuwa II, who was offended on this throne, I hereby reverse the curse placed over this land.
He was born into royalty. He attended schools in Nigeria and abroad. When the time came, he was invited in line with the tradition of his people to ascend the throne of his ancestors as the Olu of Warri in Delta State, Nigeria. He goes with an aura and represents at all times the highest definition of royalty, even in his adornment of his traditional regalia. His name, His Imperial Majesty Ogiame Atuwatse III. In this edition of Back in History, we bring to you the story of his birth, his parentage, education, ascension to the throne, and his leadership of the kingdom thus far. Welcome to this edition of Back in History. His Imperial Majesty Ogiame Atuwatse III was born on 2nd April 1984. He was born into the royal family of Olu Atuwatse II and his wife Gladys Emiko. His mother, Gladys, also descended from a royal line as the daughter of Oba Sijuade, who was the Ooni of Ife. At the time of his birth, his paternal grandfather was Olu of Warri. He was the 18th Olu of the kingdom. It was when his paternal grandfather died that the throne was succeeded by his father, who became the 19th Olu of Warri. At the time of his father's ascension to the throne, Ogiame Atuwatse III was only 2 years old. His father occupied the throne for a couple of years and later died. When his father died, the seat was succeeded by his uncle, Ogiame Ikenwoli I. Ogiame Atuwatse III can thus be said to have drunk directly from the royal fountain from birth and was thus not a stranger to the throne or to royalty in general when the lot fell on him to ascend the throne. But to prepare the young prince for a life of service to his people and to the nation, the young prince was enrolled at the NNPC Primary School in Warri, Delta State, where he had his elementary education. He thereafter attended Adeshoye College in Ofa Town in Kwara State of Nigeria for his secondary education. He performed creditably in his courses and graduated from there with beautiful grades. He then left the shores of Nigeria and traveled to the United States of America, where he studied and earned a degree in political science from the Case Western Reserve University, Cleveland, Ohio, United States of America in 2006. Hungry for more education, he enrolled for a master's degree in management in the same university and successfully graduated with the master's degree. By an act of parliament in Nigeria, every son and daughter of Nigeria who has graduated from the university or other recognized tertiary institution and who is below the age of 30 is expected to enroll for compulsory national youth service, notwithstanding the country where the citizen graduated from. In fidelity to this requirement of the law, Ogiame Atuwatse III, then still a prince, returned home from the United States of America and participated in the one-year compulsory national youth service of Nigeria. That was in 2008. He served in the Public Affairs Department of National Petroleum Investment Management Services, NAPIMS, for his primary assignment. On completion of his national youth service, he worked as an officer at the Shell Nigeria Closed Pension Fund Administrator. He also worked at Sahara Energy between 2010 and 2012 as a government relations officer. He performed creditably in these positions. He was also a serial entrepreneur, being the founder of Noble Nigeria Limited and Coral Curator Limited, and the chairman of Ocean Marine Security Limited and director at Gulf of Guinea Limited, and also a director at Vessel Link Nigeria Limited. While still working and running his private businesses, his uncle passed on, and the seat of Olu of Warri became vacant. In most kingdoms in Nigeria, the death of the king must be officially pronounced by the appropriate traditional authorities, else the demised king is presumed to still be alive. In due time, the demise of Olu Ikenwoli was officially announced, and the current Olu, Ogiame Atuwatse III, was officially pronounced as the Olu designate awaiting coronation. On 21st August 2021, the coronation of the new king took place in the ancient kingdom, and the more than 400-year-old throne of the Olu of Warri was officially ascended by the young, vibrant, energetic, well-exposed, well-educated, and highly cerebral and well-respected Ogiame Atuwatse III as the 21st Olu of Warri in Delta State of Nigeria. The new Olu was crowned at exactly 3:28 p.m. Nigerian time. The Olu was 37 years old at the time of his coronation. At the coronation ceremony, His Imperial Majesty Ogiame Atuwatse III took the audience down memory lane and recalled how his grandfather Olu Erejua II had cost Nigeria owing to the injustice that was meted to him during his reign. Erejua was the Olu of Warri from 1951 to 1964 and from 1966 to 1986 when he passed on. He was the 18th Olu of Warri and bore the name Ogiame Erejua II. The new Olu then took the occasion of his coronation to reverse the ancestral curse placed on Nigeria by his grandfather. He made the reversal in the following words, quote, "As the spiritual, cultural, political, and traditional ruler of this land, I, Ogiame Atuwatse III, the 21st Olu of Warri, the first son of Olu Atuwatse II, the grandson of and direct descendant of Olu Erejua II, who was offended on this throne, hereby reverse the curse placed upon this land. In its place, I release forgiveness and healing to the federal government of Nigeria, whose might was used to propagate that offense, and I decree unprecedented and uncommon peace, prosperity, progress, and development upon this land. I bring down the government of heaven onto this land, and I direct it to flow as a course that can neither be sabotaged, nor slowed, nor stopped. It goes out as a strong ripple effect emanating from this kingdom to the rest of the Niger Delta, to the rest of the Nigerian nation, and even to the African continent." End of quote. Olu Atuwatse III also shocked the audience when he went into a session of Christian worship of songs on the throne. He sang profusely in worship to the Almighty Creator, and thus signified from the beginning that he is ascending the throne as a firm believer in the majesty of the Creator of heaven and earth. His coronation was well attended by the creme de la creme of the Nigerian society and by people from the diaspora. The Deputy National President of the Senate at the time, Senator Ovioma Agege, represented President Muhammadu Buhari at the event. The event was also attended by the Minister of State for Labor and Employment, Mr. Festus Keyamo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Others in attendance were Deputy Speaker of Nigeria's House of Representatives, Honorable Idris Wase, the Kebbi State Governor, Alhaji Bagudu, Deputy Governor of Edo State, Comrade Philip Shuaibu, and many other representatives of the political class. The Ooni of Ife, His Royal Majesty Adeyeye Ogunwusi, was also in attendance with his traditional entourage from Ife. It should be recalled that the mother of the new Olu is a daughter of a one-time Ooni of Ife. The presence of the current Ooni at the coronation was thus symbolic and also represented the attendance of a grandfather in the coronation ceremony of a grandson. The Oba of Benin, Warri II, was also in attendance. He was at the occasion in the company of many other traditional rulers, which added glamour to the event. The Nigerian military chiefs were also effectively represented at the occasion. The Chief of Defense Staff General Lucky Irabo, Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Awal Gambo, and Chief of Air Staff A. Marshal Oladayo Amo, Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, were represented by Rear Admiral A.O. Ibichuku, Rear Admiral S.S. Lassa, Air Marshal E.O. Omoyibo, and Brigadier General A. Idris, respectively. The coronation has been described by analysts as one of the most colorful coronation ceremonies in contemporary Nigerian history and in the history of traditional rulership in Africa. There was class, there was posh and finesse. Every item used at the coronation was carefully chosen and used to attain the highest possible effect. Television houses from across Nigeria and abroad were in the palace to capture the finest moments of the coronation. Nothing whatsoever was missing and nothing was left out. The event then became the talk of the country, with several newspapers capturing it on their front pages. Later on, former military head of state of Nigeria and two-time civilian president Olusegun Obasanjo paid him a courtesy visit in his palace and prostrated in reverence to him and in reverence to the ancients too. His Royal Majesty Ogiame Atuwatse III is married to Olori Atuwatse III, the daughter of late Nigerian business tycoon and famous oil magnate Captain Hoza Wells Okumbo. Olori has been married to the Olu of Warri since 2014, and together they have 3 lovely children. The Olori was born in Lagos in 1986. She attended schools in Nigeria and abroad. She received a Bachelor of Laws degree from the London School of Economics. She thereafter attended the Nigerian Law School and was called to the Nigerian Bar in 2010. She is thus a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. She is an entrepreneur and also a renowned philanthropist. On several public outings, she is usually seen complimenting her husband and adding posh to the glamour of the throne. Her husband, the Olu of Warri, is widely traveled and has been invited to speak in several intellectually stimulating gatherings at home and abroad. On 16th March 2023, for instance, he was the guest speaker at the Oxford African Business Alliance interactive session held at Oxford University in the United Kingdom. He was accompanied to the occasion by the Olori and some of his traditional chiefs. The Olu was also recently conferred by President Muhammadu Buhari with the national honor of the Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, CFR. With his education, exposure, and the goodwill enjoyed by him, it is hoped that his reign as the Olu of Warri shall be remarkable and glorious. Thanks for watching this episode of Back in History, and do remember to subscribe to the channel or follow the page for regular notifications on every new video.